The Hawkeye series is over on Disney Plus, so today I'll be giving you guys 5 reasons why this is a great series. Welcome back, movie watchers. Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Today I'll be giving you guys 5 reasons why the Hawkeye series is great and you should watch it. I've heard several complaints about this show and I didn't start watching it until a couple days before the series was over. I just didn't start watching it. I used to do reviews for each episode, then I just stopped doing that. And so it cleared up my schedule and I just watched it at my own leisure. And so I had a really good time with it. So leave your thoughts down below on the series, the season finale. What did you think of Hawkeye? Before we get into the 5 reasons, I want you guys to know that this will be spoiler filled. So if you guys have not seen the 6th episode, make sure to check it out. Reason number 1 why this show is great is the chemistry between Clint and Kate. We have Jeremy Renner returning as Hawkeye and Hailee Steinfeld playing Kate Bishop. They have some moments in the beginning where they just don't really understand each other. She is getting in his way. He wants to return home for the holidays. And so there is some complications to the relationship. People think that she is the Ronin. We have a plot that we'll talk about pretty soon, but the chemistry between them two is really great to the point where they do view themselves as partners and they really trust each other. There is times where they're arguing, which is understandable, but I really like this duo. It's one of my favorite pairings in the MCU shows that we've seen so far, but the chemistry between them two is really great. It doesn't start off perfect. It has that really nice progression to, by the end of it, you really like them together because they both are likable characters. They both are very skilled, and we see that within here, but they end up trusting each other and they end up trying to save each other's lives multiple times, and the chemistry is just great between the two. Reason number 2 is the action. The action is really good in here. I really do appreciate how Hawkeye became a very integral part of the Avengers down the road with his introduction in Thor to saving the world in Avengers Endgame. He has done a lot over the course of the MCU, and he's a bit tired in here. But Kate Bishop is very skilled with archery, hand-to-hand combat. She is very talented, and we see that a lot within here. There's a very specific episode where they're in an older car and they're being chased, and she is using some of his more specific arrows, especially ones from Pym. And so we see how good she is. And as the series progresses, and once we get Yelena involved, and she's trying to kill Clint, we see more of that hand-to-hand combat come out, but a lot of it is focused on that archery, which I've always found to be quite impressive and really enjoyable. But once we move further down the road, that hand-to-hand combat, especially between Clint and Yelena and Echo also, there's a lot in here to really appreciate, and a lot of great directing as well, especially that sequence where they're driving the older car and they're being chased and they're shooting the arrows. The way that the camera circles and that one shot, it looks really great. So there's a lot of great action in here. We see Hawkeye doing what he does best, and we see Kate becoming comfortable with herself and working alongside Clint as well. So the action in here is really great. Number 3 is the reveals. One thing I always do appreciate about the MCU shows, and one thing that draws me back to watching it, is some secrecy behind it and a character that is being teased. In the Falcon and Winter Soldier, we were wondering who was the power broker. Loki, we were wondering who was the gatekeeper. And in here, we were wondering who was the big boss. And it was revealed to be Kingpin. That reveal was really great, and it ties in with Daredevil, and I've always thought Kingpin was a very menacing villain in Daredevil, the Netflix show, and here, once again, even though it's very brief, was powerful. I love Kingpin, and the performance was great. You really felt that presence, and so that reveal in here kept me wondering what was going to happen, and I feel like even though it was very brief, it was worth the wait. The show was focused on Clint and Kate. Clint was trying to find this watch. she just got involved with everything. She thought that the person dating her mother was involved with a lot. And then we also had Maya, who was trying to track down the Ronin for what had happened to her father. But then behind it all, we had the Kingpin. So the reveals in here are really good. It did keep me interested in checking out this series multiple times. And then it was also revealed that Yelena was in here as well. There was some closure with that because she did want to hunt down Hawkeye for what had happened to Black Widow. So the reveals in here are worth the series. Reason number 4 is the story. Story started off very personal, and when you think about the overall story, it doesn't feel as big as Loki and WandaVision. It feels more personal and smaller, where we have Hawkeye looking for this watch, and Maya is trying to track down Hawkeye for what happened to her father, and then we had Yelena involved as well, and then the Kingpin, and then there were some things with Kate's mother as well. It's all very personal to these characters, and I did appreciate that because Clint is a smaller character in the MCU. He has never had his own movie. Anytime a story involving Iron Man or Captain America, Thor, it feels very big. But when it comes to Hawkeye, things feel a little bit smaller. And I like that personal story because we also see what has happened after Endgame for him and how he's navigating the world. And we also see how other characters are navigating the world as well. And so it does feel very personal. And we are building this relationship between Clint and Kate very well throughout the series, to where, you know, Kate would probably play a significant part down the road. But I like the story in here, and I like how everything just kind of ties in very nicely with Maya trying to get revenge for what happened to her father, Yelena trying to kill Hawkeye, we had Kingpin in here. Everything just ties in very nicely for one cohesive story. So the story is what kept me interested in it, with those reveals and the characters and the action. So I really did appreciate the story and how personal it did feel to Hawkeye, and you're really able to get a more understanding of the character and what he's going through now, and how he's put into this predicament with Kate while trying to get back home for the holidays. It was very enjoyable. And the last reason that I thought Hawkeye was great is the Christmas feel. This is regarded as a Christmas series, in my opinion. There's not an overabundance of holiday feels to it, but the end credits, the score in here, episode 6 in New York, there's a lot in here that just screams the holidays. And it was the perfect time to watch it, and the season ended just a few days before Christmas too. So it has that really good Christmas feel. Like I said, there's not an overabundance of it, and Kingpin doesn't look like he's dressed for the holidays one bit, but I did enjoy that slight Christmas feel to it. It made it feel very jolly at times, while giving me a very intriguing, fun story with great action and really fun characters and really good reveals. But that Christmas feel in here is just a nice little bonus to top it off and make it a great series. So what did you think of Hawkeye? Let me know all your thoughts down below on this series. Those were 5 reasons why I think Hawkeye is great and you should watch it. Make sure to stick around for more up and coming content, and I hope everybody is enjoying their holidays. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.